Let's learn English through easy stories. Today we asked some people, what's the coolest summer vacation you've ever had? The Hidden Waterfall. This is the story of a family trip that we took to the mountains for camping. My family and I, including my dad, mom, and older brother, were super excited. The weather was perfect for hiking, and we couldn't wait to explore the outdoors. We set up our tents at the campsite and decided to go for a hike through the forest. At first, everything went smoothly. We were walking along the trail, chatting, and enjoying the beautiful scenery. But then somehow, we lost track of the trail. We spent hours walking in circles, and the forest looked the same everywhere. I could see that my mom was starting to get worried, but my dad stayed calm and tried to reassure us. We were all feeling anxious when suddenly, we heard the sound of running water. Curious, we followed the sound and stumbled upon a hidden waterfall. It was absolutely breathtaking. The waterfall cascaded down the rocks, surrounded by tall trees. We couldn't believe our eyes. The moment we reached the waterfall, we all felt so much better. It was as if the universe had rewarded us for staying positive. We sat by the waterfall for a while, taking pictures and enjoying the peaceful atmosphere. It became one of our best family memories. After resting, we managed to find our way back to the campsite. We laughed about how getting lost led us to such a beautiful place. We didn't even mind the stress from before. Everything had worked out perfectly. Later on, we learned that the waterfall was actually a very famous spot for the locals. However, the path leading to it was so difficult that it was rarely included in hiking trails. We found a treasure by chance. To this day, we still talk about that adventure. My dad said, "Sometimes getting lost leads to the best surprises." I realized that some of the best moments happen when things don't go as planned. Even when we're lost, we can find something amazing along the way. It was a trip that taught me the value of staying positive and embracing the unexpected. Skiing in the summer. Finally, I found a place to share my story. So last summer, my family went to a ski resort. Yes, I know it sounds crazy, but believe me, that was one of the best decisions I have ever made. My dad and I had always dreamed of skiing, but we only got holidays in the summer. So we thought, why not? It wasn't the usual season for skiing, but we were excited to give it a shot. We arrived at the resort on a warm, sunny day. We had rented our skis at home, so we came and met our instructor, a friendly woman named Sarah. She explained that the slopes were a bit easier since it wasn't peak season. We started with some basic lessons on the smaller hill. At first, I was nervous, but Sarah made me feel confident. My brother Jack was already better than me, zooming down the slope. After a few tries, I started to get the hang of it. It felt amazing to glide down the slope, even though I wasn't fast. Dad, who was a little nervous at first, was also improving quickly. By afternoon, we moved to a bigger hill. Jack and I were excited, but my mom stayed on the smaller hill. She said, "You kids go ahead, I'll be fine here." As we reached the top of the bigger hill, I looked down. It was steeper, and I was nervous again. But then I heard Sarah's voice. "You got this. Let's do it together." I took a deep breath and pushed myself down the hill. I was scared at first, but then I started to enjoy it. Jack was already at the bottom, cheering me on. When I reached the bottom, I felt so proud of myself. Dad smiled and said, "See, I knew you could do it." That night, we went to a cozy lodge to warm up. We all laughed about our falls and shared stories from the day. Even though it wasn't the usual ski season, we had the best time. The most special moment was when we were all together on the slopes. We didn't need the perfect snow or the cold weather. That trip taught me that it's okay to try new things, even if they are out of your comfort zone. Don't let anything limit you, because the joy comes from bold decisions.
The Foodie Adventure. Let me tell you my deliciously fun experience. Last summer, my family and I went to Vietnam for a culinary vacation. We've always loved food, and we thought it would be a great way to explore a new culture. Vietnam is famous for its fresh ingredients and bold flavors, so we were excited to dive in. We landed in Hanoi, and the first thing we did was visit the local market. The air was filled with the smell of fresh herbs and spices. We saw vendors selling everything from tropical fruits to fish and meats. I could feel my stomach rumbling just by looking at the food. We tried Vietnamese beef noodle soup at a small family-owned stall. The broth was rich and flavorful, and the noodles were soft and perfect. My dad said this is the best noodle soup I've ever had. Even my younger sister, who usually doesn't like soups, couldn't stop eating. After that, we tried Vietnamese baguette sandwich. The crispy bread was stuffed with grilled pork, vegetables, and a delicious sauce. It was crunchy, savory, and sweet all at once. We were all surprised by how good it tasted. Later that week, we took a cooking class together. We learned how to make traditional Vietnamese dishes like spring rolls and pho. Our instructor was a cheerful woman named Mai, who explained everything in detail. She said, "Roll the spring rolls tightly." She smiled at our messy attempts. Even though we were not perfect, we had so much fun learning. It was amazing to cook together as a family, creating delicious dishes from scratch. On the last day of our trip, we visited a local seafood restaurant by the coast. The view was stunning, with the ocean stretching out in front of us. We enjoyed fresh seafood, including shrimp and crab, grilled to perfection. It was the perfect end to our foodie adventure. The best part of the trip wasn't just the food, but the memories we created together. We laughed, learned, and ate our way through Vietnam, bonding over new experiences and delicious meals. This trip taught me that food isn't just about taste. It's about sharing moments and experiences with the people you love. It was not just about food, but how food brought us closer as a family. The Family Staycation. I have traveled to many places, but the best story I have is about a staycation, which means we did not go anywhere at all. That summer, because my mom had some work, our family couldn't travel far. My family and I made a big decision. That is to explore our own city. We have been living here for 20 years, and yet we have so many places we have never been to. It turned out to be one of our most memorable vacations I have ever had. The first day, we decided to visit a local museum. We've lived here for years, but we never had time to explore it properly. The museum had an exhibition on local history, which we all found interesting. My brother, Sam, was especially excited to see old maps of the city. He loves history, and it was fun to watch him get so into it. The next day, we tried a new restaurant in town. We usually eat at the same places, but today, we wanted to be adventurous. The restaurant was small but cozy, with a menu full of dishes we had never tried before. We ordered everything from seafood to vegan options. It was delicious, and we all agreed we'd be back. Later that week, we took a walking tour of the city. We explored streets we had never visited. Our city had so many hidden gems. We found a small park with beautiful flowers, and we even discovered a new cafe that served the best pastries. One afternoon, we spent hours at a local park. We played soccer, had a picnic, and just relaxed. The weather was perfect, and it felt great to be outside, enjoying each other's company. That night, we watched a movie at home. We ordered pizza and made popcorn. It wasn't the usual trip with sightseeing and souvenirs, but it was perfect in its own way. We laughed together and talked about our favorite moments. This staycation taught me that you don't need to travel far to have a great time. Sometimes, the best experiences come from being with the people you love, exploring the place you call home. We may not have gone far, but we made memories that will last forever. The summer proposal. Not just the coolest summer vacation, but the coolest day I have ever had in my life. Some years ago, I had a plan, a big, life-changing plan. It was to propose to my girlfriend, who is now my wife, at the one place she had always dreamed of, her favorite beach. We had talked about the beach many times before, how we both loved the sound of the waves, the sand between our toes, and the warm sun on our faces. It felt like the perfect place to ask the most important question of my life. I knew I had to make it a day she would never forget. I decided to keep it a surprise. The day arrived and everything went according to plan. I picked her up early in the morning and we headed out to the beach, just like any other summer day. We spent the day walking along the shore, playing in the sand, laughing, and talking about our favorite memories. I kept my nerves hidden, though inside I was a bundle of excitement. I had the ring hidden in my pocket, waiting for the perfect moment. Around sunset, I suggested we go for a walk along a secluded part of the beach. I told her, I've always wanted to ask you something. We reached a quiet spot where no one else was around, the sky painted with soft shades of pink and orange. The sound of the waves crashing seemed to fade away as I turned to her and said, "Will you marry me?" Her eyes widened in shock. Tears filled her eyes, and she didn't say anything at first. Then she hugged me tightly and whispered, "Yes, of course, yes." It was a perfect moment, one that I will never forget. The day, the proposal, the place, it was everything I had dreamed of and more. And just like that, I made the best decision of my life. That day was not just about the beach, but about making a memory with the person I loved. It wasn't just about the coolest summer vacation, it was the beginning of forever.
Thank you for watching. What was your favorite story from the video? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more fun lessons. Keep practicing, and we'll see you in the next video.